Hello, friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Breck Roll. All right, as you know, I'm kind of into geology, and I've been looking for some geological sites to look at for some time, and I've been watching this place for about 3 or 4 weeks now. In 1963, the state of Texas decided that they wanted to extend the I-35 freeway southward through the town of Georgetown. In order to make sure that the proposed overpass that was going to be in the area could be supported by the underlying bedrock, they drilled a 6-inch core sample into the rock to find out, just to make sure everything was secure down there. When they got about 40 feet down, however, the drill bit suddenly fell off the drill and collapsed 26 feet into the hole. They clearly knew that there was something under there other than bedrock. So shortly afterwards, they drilled a 24-inch hole into the ground and discovered a massive underground cavern. Today, that cavern is called the Inner Space Cavern, and today we're going to go look at it. So let's check this out. This is going to be fun. So one of the benefits that comes from doing this today, in addition to the fact that I'm interested in the subject, is that it's going to be 102 degrees out today. So if I can get down into a cave where it's 72 degrees, that's definitely going to be a nice place to be today. All right, we are here. Let's go in, check this place out. And I love the fact that there's 8 cars in the parking lot, which means it's probably not going to be that busy. That's always good. Now, one of the interesting things about this place is that drilling actually took place on private property, and the property is still owned by the same original person. So they're just continuing to operate this as a tourist attraction. Very cool, huh? And since that's the I-35 freeway there, I'm guessing that's the overpass that they were doing the core samples for. So there's even a historical marker here. It was carved by water from the Edwards limestone. The cave lies along the Balcones Fault and is estimated to be 100 million years old. 95% of the formations are still growing. The cave was apparently opened during the late Pleistocene between 20 and 45,000 years ago because the bones of many extinct animals have been found in the debris cones filling the former natural entrances. Remains of saber-toothed cats and mammoths are represented. And I'm guessing that's the way in. Didn't used to be able to get in that way because this has been closed off since until about the 60s. I gotta say, I like a lot of the merchandise here. They get some cool mineral samples here for you if you're into any of this. I'm gonna have to talk a little bit more because they got the music playing in the background. I don't want to get any copyright hits, but very cool stuff along here. I love this kind of stuff. Geologist's dream. Some examples of fish fossils here if you're interested in that kind of thing. Quartz crystal. Calcite. Mood rings. I haven't seen those in 30 years. That was a big thing when I was in junior high. So this is where the original core drilling took place. Picture from that from 1963. Some of the pictures from inside, going down that 24-inch hole I told you about that they dug and got into it. And yeah, that's what they found inside. Can't wait to see this. This is going to be cool. In case you ever wanted to have some dinosaur poop, this is your place. All right, here we go, into the ground. Okay, so we're only 50 feet onto the tour and the temperature's already dropped about 20 degrees. Yeah, that's the reason I did this today. Nice and cool in here. Yeah, this is just the beginning and it already looks pretty cool. Look at the stalactites coming down here.
So let's see if y'all remember. What was our number 1 rule? Don't touch me. So what this formation is called, it's called a temptation zone. This is where you can let out all of your temptations so you don't touch anything else throughout the entire tour. Which means you are allowed to touch this and you won't get in trouble for it. The reason for that, this formation is dead. It's not growing anymore. And the reason for that is because we are mammals. We do have oil and dirt in our skin. When we touch things, the oil and dirt do get left behind. If you cook, you know this. Water and oil don't mix very well. So when the oil creates a thin barrier over the top of the formation, that water and that calcite cannot deposit inward anymore, so it stops going completely. Once a formation stops going completely, it can never recover ever again. First time this formation was ever touched was back in 1966, which was a little over 50 years ago. After this first touch, we let every tour after that touch it as much as they wanted to. this thing's not going to grow. So touch it as much as you want, then we're going to continue on. Also, y'all most likely will get gypped on a day.
Oh, cool. This
Yeah, we have some spiders down in here. No water, there's nothing like that. The reason for that is because of the rock that's right above our heads. And it's also because of the rock that's right here. This white rock, it's called dolomite or dolostone. Essentially what it is, it's just a giant sponge. Which means if we were to throw water in there right now, it would actually soak up that water in about 3 seconds. Another rock, if y'all live here in Texas, y'all are probably most familiar with it. It is a bedrock in Texas. It's Edwards limestone. So nothing too fancy about it, but the reason it gets that reddish, orangish color is because of the iron consistency that's inside of it. And then our last rock, most commonly used for arrowheads and occasionally start fires, is right here. Anybody know what this is? You got it. It's flint. You okay?
Yeah.
So flint can be yellow orange on the outside of it, but if you were to crack it open, it'd be that normal grayish, blackish color that y'all probably used to.
What's that?
We'll talk about it in just a minute. So y'all can scoot in here a little bit more. Alrighty. So if you want to scoot in here just a little bit more, I want to make sure y'all are able to see. So, what this room is called, it's called our first formation room. The reason for that is because of these 2 broomstick columns right here. We think these are the very first things that ever formed inside of our cave because the growth rate is super slow. The growth rate's only about a cubic inch, so the size of an ice cube every 100 years. That is the fastest it'll grow. The slowest is a cubic inch at 1,000 years. Pretty good representation of how slow things actually take. Now look right there. It's called a kissing column. But if you look at the shadow, you can clearly see that they're not exactly touching. They're only about 1/4 of an inch apart, but they probably will not touch for another 50 years. Another name we have for our room is called the ice cream parlor. Does anybody see why?
That one.
Y'all got it. That giant stalagmite looks like a giant ice cream cone dipping into our cave mud. And of course, whenever you have ice cream, you're always going to have kids lined up waiting for it. But if you don't like ice cream cones, you can take a bite of a Texas-sized ice cream sandwich right up top.
Oh,
But does anybody know what flavored ice cream we have down here?
Dolomite.
Rocky Road.
Ba-dum-bum.
I'm sorry. Probably roughly around.
So this little section with all the stalactites coming down here, they call it Headache Alley. Can you guess why? Having to duck for a lot of this because it's really low down here. Wow, check out this big room we've come into here. Camera's having a little problem focusing because it's so dark in here.
So, right now we're standing in the second largest room inside of our cave. It's called a discovery room. Anybody have any idea of where I-35, that big highway, runs compared to our cave?
Well, yeah, it was. We've turned like.
I-35 goes right here. So y'all most likely drove over people on your way here, and there's people driving over us right now. Pretty cool, maybe a little scary depending on how you look at it. The way that we discovered our cave is back in the 1960s when they first started the construction of I-35. They had to take 20 different core samples to make sure that that ground was going to be stable enough to hold it up. As I'm sure y'all know, it was successful. 8 of those core samples ended up hitting our cave. Very first time we ever hit our cave is right there. In the very beginning, when you checked not to lose our diamond drill bits into any holes or voids or anything like that, we don't like to listen, and that is exactly what happened. That diamond drill bit fell straight through that hole, straight into the void we were standing in, and right into this formation. So, of course, we had to come down and retrieve it. We had to send down our smallest and our bravest man. Ironically, his name is Jack Bigham. So, I'll show you all exactly where we lowered him in from, right over here. But before I show you that access hole, you can come right over here. I want y'all to meet somebody. So, y'all look, that little dot right there. That's one of our bats. They're the eastern pickleshell bat, or the tricolored bat. They are the second smallest bat in the U.S. That's as big as they get. If you want a comparison, they're about the size of your thumb, but I like food, so I like to compare them more to chicken nuggets, so I like to call them a lower-free chicken nugget bats. They're very, very solitary animals. They don't like one another whatsoever. So they don't live in colonies like most bats do. So that might be the only one that we see today. So just keep a lookout for them. If you see any black dots off in the distance that look really, really out of place, let me know. I'll shine my flashlight over there, and we'll see if it's a bat.
I see another ball.
Yeah, there's another quarter sample right here.
That's the 24-inch hole that came down the first time?
Yes. So, that's the access hole. This is where we sent Jack, Bigham, and 4 others down to our cave. It's only about 2 feet wide, so we did have to shove none in here. Like I mentioned earlier, there's no natural entrances, which means there's no natural light. So it's complete darkness down in here, like we just saw. Also, they didn't have the greatest of lights. The lights put off as much light as a candlelight does. So, not very much. Don't freak out, the power's not going out. This means there's going to be a group passing us by soon here. But I'll keep talking. So, in complete darkness and dim lighting, your mind loves to play tricks on you. First thing Jack ever saw when he got loaded down into here is this giant stalagmite. My group's going to be to this side, so your left-hand side. Yeah, so the first thing we saw was this giant stalagmite. On his head, we actually thought this was a ginormous bear. So we started freaking out and screaming. He ended up pooping out some guano. I'm just kidding. This is petrified bat poop. My group, if you want to scoot over here to this left-hand side. So this is called our flowing stone of time. It is one of the largest, and it's also one of the oldest structures inside of our cave. Before we talk about how old it is, I want to go over how it forms. The way that it forms is that water comes down from the ground, and it flows right over the top of the stone, depositing the water and calcite down inside of it, making it larger than what it already is. Which this guy is 9 feet tall and 11 feet wide. The way that we discovered that it's one of the oldest, that we had some researchers come in here, they walked around to the back, and they drilled 2 feet into the back of it. If they had drilled any deeper, the stone would have cracked. Of course, we didn't want that to happen though. Out of that 2 feet, we did an age verification of at least 27,000 years old. Another place this water can flow down into, so they're called a rim pool. Rim pool is where water is held at. When that rim pool is completely full, it is 3.5 feet deep and holds about 125 gallons of water. Another cool fact is how pure that water is. So limestone is a natural filter, and it filters that water out so well, enough for it's 98 or 99% pure. This water is better to drink than tap water you get from home. Tap water is only about 95-96% pure. Oh, that's 98 and 99. So if we were to call over there right now, dunk our heads in there and drink out of it, we'd be perfectly alright.
There's a bat over there.
Yeah, is that?
Oh yeah, there is. Yeah.
Yeah, we got another bat sighting here. Just kind of hanging out. A little less tight in here now. That ceiling's probably a good 25 feet up there. I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a bat right there.
What this one is called? It's called our scallop ceiling of the upside down desert room.
So that like big white ring on the ceiling here, that's like 20 feet up. That was what the level of water was in here at one point, all the way around.
Just watch your steps when you're walking down here. Just use the mats and the handrails if you need them.
Watch your step. Do you need to
And for this next part, I ask all the kids to come right up onto the hand railing and the adults in the back. So we gotta use our imaginations here. What this room is called, it's called the castle balcony. Is for that, right up there, there's our amazing castle. And right down here, it's just floating. So it connects to the wall. Here, I love to tell a fairy tale. Do you want to hear it?
Sure.
Alright, how does a fairy tale start?
Once upon a time.
On a cloudy night, there was a king, a queen, a princess, and a mean old dragon. The dragon liked to steal things. He stole the king's very lucky. in golden sock. So the king announced to the kingdom, if anybody could retrieve my sock and slay the dragon, may marry my daughter. So this brave knight took his best friend RTD2, snake, lion, Mount Everest, and they slayed the dragon. Special effects. And so the knight brought back the sock to the king. The knight and the princess, they got married. They ended up having 4.5 beautiful children. The knight was also rewarded a sheepdog named Rex. And they all lived happily ever after on the back of a turtle. The end. So, welcome back to walkthrough. It's called Short Man's Revenge because we have to take our revenge on tall people at some point in time. And in caves are really our only chances. Sorry. Just watch your heads.
So as is often the case when I do these field trip vlogs, I've ended up with a little bit more content than it is going to fit on one vlog. So I'm going to break up this one into 2 parts, and we'll pick up the second part tomorrow. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.